For Vietnamese speakers, the most important focus area is airflow. So you'll want to make sure that you're breathing and exhaling with speech. Now that's easier said than done. Most Vietnamese clients that I have worked with tell me airflow is the hardest thing to change. You'll know if this is a challenge for you because your speech sounds more like this, as if you're breathing after each word. Now this is very disconcerting to American listeners. We like to hear lots of airflow. So the first step is to fill up with air from the diaphragm. Exhale, make sure you can get air out the mouth. You have to have air for this to work. You also want that air to go completely in the back of your mouth by the glottis area. Now these glottal stops, which you can hear in English in words like Hawaii or uh-oh, this sound exists in Vietnamese, but is not common in American English to have sounds that stop in the back like that. So what you need to do is breathe in through the rear area, way in the back by the glottis, to get enough airflow. An example is a word like glasses. If when you say this word you get glasses, that means that that glottis area isn't getting enough airflow. And you want to breathe into this area like this. Glass. This takes some practice and effort. You might also work initially with some of the challenge sounds. Start with the voiceless fricative or continuant consonants, like s, s. Do them in isolation before you put them in words. S, sing, glass, and then add that z sound. Glass, z. You might need to practice just the sound and then add more air and add the Z sound gradually. Glasses, or brushes, as in he brushes his hair. Now notice how much airflow is required. For Vietnamese speakers in particular, the s and the sh sounds can be challenging to distinguish. You might want to again start with S sounds, as in sing and simple, and S's at the ends of words like press, and then work on the sh sound as in issue or pressure. In the middle of the word, it's much more challenging than at the beginning of the word, like shower or ship. So notice when you practice which sounds are the hardest for you, which locations in the word. Can you say ship, or do you hear yourself saying sip? Make sure you can distinguish ship from sip. You might need to record and listen back to these words to make sure you can distinguish them. And that's actually another good word, distinguish. Pick words after you've practiced for a while that have both sounds in them. Words like suspicious, or superficial, or delicious, that have a s and a sh, so your brain is forced to distinguish. In addition, for Vietnamese speakers, work on any sound that requires airflow, like the s and the sh, but also the zh and the z, which are hard for all Asian speakers. Really get lots of airflow on these sounds, like issues. Really monitor the airflow with your hand. Issues. You need lots of airflow to make those sounds. But you will also need airflow just to get final consonants on words, like test or tests. If you hear these words truncating, that is shortened, for example, test, taste, road, then you need to breathe and ensure you're hearing that final consonant. Roads. If you don't hear the final consonant, put your hand at your throat for the buzz, as in the word roads, and make sure you hear a stop sound on the D, road, and then a long Z sound, z, roads. If you leave off the D, you'll get the word rose, like the flower. So you might try the two words together, rose, road, z. Notice road, z, requires you to put your tongue behind your teeth momentarily to stop the air. Roads. Rose roads. Notice it also requires breath. Rose roads. Make sure you're breathing completely into the back of the mouth by the glottis. For Vietnamese speakers, the most important thing for you to focus on is breath work, in addition to final consonants. Make sure the sound at the end of the word gets a little bit extra time, and when you listen back that you can hear it. Another technique is to exaggerate that sound at the end of the word. Make it a little louder so that you're never leaving off the end of the word accidentally. And if you exaggerate that last sound, it will help your brain to know when you're practicing. I'm not talking about live conversation, but in your practice, 10 minutes a day, it will help your brain to realize that those final consonants are important. You might even make a list of words and then practice, especially with T's like tent or taste, D's like road or ride, and K's like or look, and make sure you can hear those final sounds. And then distinguish the voiceless like look from a G sound like hug, and make sure it's not hug, but hug, and really distinguish those final consonants. Remember to keep breathing. Good luck to you.